Hello? Am I recording? Okay. Should be good. Uh, Hello, everyone. Uh, and I'm still currently on my streaming break. If you don't know who I am, I'm Krulix underscore Ghost or Krulix Ghost. You can call me Krulix, Cruel, Ghost, or just my first name Nick. Again, doesn't really matter. They're just nothing offensive. So, to those who do know who I am, you probably may already know that I was taking a 2 week break from streaming to go to Chicago. Well, I'm recording this video the day I got back from the trip. In fact, as of recording this, right now, it is 6:52. It just turned 6:53 on July 20th, Saturday, 2024. So of course, this is going to be like a video telling the events of what happened on this trip. And I'm not even kidding. I wrote all the things that I did on Discord, quote unquote wrote. I typed it, whatever. And I ended up putting so much on the list that I ended up hitting the character limit. Like there was quite a bit of things that I wanted to mention in this, which it's probably gonna take like maybe an hour. So bear with me. uh, so uh, do I just call it like a sequel or something like that? And where it's like story title: Chicago Shenanigans. Again, I know Shenanigans doesn't start with a C, but just work with me, okay? So, so if you want to know how many points I made for this quote unquote story, 41. 41 points. Because we ended up doing quite a bit of things, and I have quite a bit of things to show you. In fact, I think there's 6 things I want to show. Oh, so here we go. So, the first point. You probably noticed one thing in the video right now. It's the beanie. No, I'm kidding. The one thing that you should probably notice right now is the fact that I'm not wearing my headphones, which they're over here. Which you might be questioning. Why? Why are you not wearing your headphones? See this? This is tape. Now, I'm not wearing my headphones because before the trip even started, I looked at the headphones and I realized that there was a crack forming. Like there was a small little crack forming, and I was like, "Oh shit! Man, this has to last me the whole like trip, basically." So I had to be extra careful, making sure I didn't snap these things in half. Judging by the tape, you could probably guess how well that went. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So I'm like, okay, I gotta tell my parents about this at some point, which I eventually did. And well, my dad didn't know about it, but my mom was just like, "Hey, all right, well, no, your birthday's coming up in 2 months," which it is. So, oh, have a pair of headphones that they want to get, and we'll just get it for you. And I'm like, I gotta do live streams. So eventually I just resorted to there was another pair of headphones that I knew we had, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna find them. I don't know if we still have them. So I just took like a bit of this scotch tape as like the base, and a bit of this type of tape, which I don't really remember what it is. But so yeah, they're just sitting here right now. Whatever. Uh, so we're just waiting. We're waiting. Thing. I was currently moved out of my room because I wasn't gonna be sleeping in this in this room in particular because, well, someone's gonna have to take over. They're in this room, so my mom was like, you know what, just sleep in the living room. And I'm like, okay, sure, I'll sleep in the living room. So while we're in the living room, we're waiting for my sister. In fact, my mom randomly puts on this one show called Agatha Christie's Poirot. Which Hercule Poirot. Oh, it's the same character from Murder on the Orient Express, Death on the Nile, and I think Haunting in Venice. I don't know. But eventually, my sister comes in, and she brings in her two dogs, which one of them one of them had a yeast infection, like some sort of yeast infection, so they had to had a bandage on their ear. And of course, my mom heard about this yeast infection thing, and she was like, "Why didn't you just, do this or do that? And like, why don't you just board him, and they could just do that, and while he's boarded?" To which my sister said, "Yeah, the vet doesn't do that." I'm like, "Okay, well, it looks like my sister has to take care of him," which is fair, which is fair. But the problem was that one of the rules that the vet gave my sister's dog, which, by the way, the dog thing, that's the second point. And the thing that the vet told my sister about the dog was that he's not supposed to shake. Otherwise, it'll fuck up the bandage or the ear or whatever. And dogs are not really still animals. They like to move around. And they like to just look at things going like, okay. And now I sleep. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a bit of a hassle to try and deal with. Um, but funnily enough, I'm just laying on the couch, and that same dog just jumps onto the couch, lays down next to me. He is completely still. I'm like, damn, I really do have a thing with dogs, do I? So other than that, not much really happens. We already had the car packed with our luggage and whatnot, and then my mom, because my mom was like, "We're just gonna do that at night, and then when we wake up, everything will be ready, and then we're gonna be good to go. We just, it, that shit." So, next day comes, we're starting the vacation. We're starting the road trip to St. Louis, Missouri first, because that was kind of like a middle point. And plus, my mom wanted to visit my sister and like a couple of my cousins. Which on the way, yeah, we stopped at this donut place. This is the third point. We stopped at this donut place, which I don't really remember the name of it, and it was somewhere in Little. I think it was somewhere in Little Rock. Check. Uh, let's see. Okay. Donut place, Arkansas. Yeah, I forgot what it was called, but there was one in like there was one uh in like Little Rock somewhere, but whatever. Uh but I just got like the shit that I would probably usually get, which is two jalapeno kolaches and a Gatorade, which I use that bottle of Gatorade as a water bottle for the majority of the trip. Which, by the way, if you notice that my arms are red, that can be explained later. Or like you can kind of see like a bit of redness here. That can be explained later. All of it was good. All that was good. And there was a bit of a confusion, but whatever. Um, then it came to lunch. It came to lunch. I don't remember exactly what we had for lunch. I think it was Chick-fil-A, actually. Yeah, I think it was Chick-fil-A. Um, but originally it was going to be this place called Lambert's. This is point number 4. It was going to be this place called Lambert's where basically my mom said that they literally throw rolls at you, which I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. And we couldn't do it because we checked the waiting line. It's 1 hour. It's an hour long waiting line, and we're just like, we got places to be. Yeah, so, you know. So we just ditched it, went to Chick-fil-A, whatever. Um, and then while also on this trip, I had well, actually, and we stopped at this gas station, Rhodes gas station, I think. This is point 5. Where my mom has a big thing for like roadside Americana. Or, like the things that you would see off on the side of the road, and she just goes, I have to take a picture of that. I have to take a picture of it. And at this one gas station, they had this big, like, soft drink cup. But that was from, like, their gas station. So my mom was like, yes, let's do that. And of course, there's some. I decided to be a little ridiculous with the pictures. Like, I wish I had some on me, but there's literally a picture of me just going up to the cup, just going, and just like holding it or hugging it, and like, oh my god. Uh, but we took our pictures. And then we just went back on the road, whatever. And it was around that time that I started having some stomach issues. And I don't know whether that was from the Chick-fil-A or the Gatorade or the kolaches. But then I think I ended up stopping like 2 times on the trip from here to St. Louis, which I'm not one to make stops like that. I don't. I either make no bathroom breaks at all, or I just make one. Not two. So, yeah, you can kind of tell that there was something wrong. Okay, that was point 6, by the way. Point 7, and it is the fact that after the stomach issues, we stop at this bowling alley. And because again, roadside Americana, this bowling alley has, I think what my mom said was the world's biggest bowling pin. And I do the same pose there, but and I'm just more like just like going up against it, arms splayed out like this, and just head tilted like that, just to make it look like I just splatted onto the thing. But other than that, and not much really happens until we get to St. Louis, which we had like, I don't know, about an hour. Or about an hour or so. And before we're supposed to actually check in at the hotel that we were staying at, which was an Embassy Suites. I don't really like Embassy Suites. I don't like the way they do their breakfast. I don't like the way they do their happy hour. If I wanted something that and did a great breakfast and great happy hour, I would have gone to a Drury Inn. And I know Best Western doesn't do happy hour, but they have some decent options for breakfast. Um, so we check in, we get our stuff situated, and then we're just like, okay, well, we also stopped at this park with art sculpture, big sculptures in it. So this is point 8 and point 9, in which were a big eye at the art park, which there's a picture of me running away from it, and big deer at art park, which there's a picture of me and my brother standing somewhat under the deer, and me just looking up like. And then there's another one where I'm just like pretending to feed it, and like I just have my arm like this, and I'm just like, but whatever. All right, after we check in, and then my aunt said that we were gonna be having dinner at this place called Joey B's. Joey B's Food and Drink, and the reason why we're going there is because that was my cousin's choice, cousin Chris. Yeah, which my mom said, if that was Chris's idea, you know they're gonna have some good alcoholic drinks. Yeah, which this is point 10, Joey B's Food and Drink. I tell you what my menu item was, or like my order was. Which my order was a mushroom Swiss burger, side of chips, and a Penelope Porch punch cocktail, which is basically like a peach cocktail, basically. I just want to be clear about something. This whole trip, anytime that I saw a mushroom Swiss burger on the menu of a restaurant, I asked no questions. I just ordered it. Okay. Okay, so all of it was good. All that was good. And the cocktail, I would have ordered it again on an occasion. And I wouldn't order it casually, but and if it was on like summer vacation or like I'm on a cruise line or something, then yeah, sure. All right, I'll take one. And number 11, I have it as being weird at hotel. I think I meant to put dad being weird at a hotel. Because well, by the way, after we left the restaurant, and then my cousin Chris comes up in his truck and rolls down his window to tell my other cousin, his sister, or Sarah, and tells her that like, hey, Donald Trump just got shot at. Which I didn't hear who got shot at. I'm like, who? Who was shot at? And then there was news that it was Donald Trump, and I'm like, ah, okay, someone tried an assassination attempt on him. Okay. I even saw like a bit of the of when the shooting thing of like when he got shot, where he just like he's saying something and he turns off to the right, and then all of a sudden he just goes, what the? Like he felt something on his ear, and then he just looks down at his hand like, what? And I would have reacted the same way, honestly, but whatever. Not important. Not that important to the story. When we got back to the hotel, it's around nighttime. And I don't know why my dad decided to do this. I'm sleeping in the living room. And my brother has his laptop in the dining room / living room area, which is where I'm sleeping. And he comes up, my dad comes up with a fucking plastic cup, like the plastic cups that you would get at the hotel. He comes up with that, places it on the doorknob, and he just goes, just in case you heard any noise. Yeah, or like you hear the doorknob rattle, and I'm like, I'm right next to the fucking door. Alright, I feel like I would have noticed. Yeah, but like, whatever. And it was, they did that because, I think he did that because he wanted to like, set off a sort of alarm of like, hey, your brother just came in. My brother Max, he was flying in from Odessa, Texas, because he went from Fargo, North Dakota to Odessa, Texas to do like some job or whatever. And then he was like, yeah, sure, I'll join you guys on the Chicago trip. And so he was flying from Odessa, Texas to St. Louis, Missouri, right? And originally he was supposed to come in at midnight, which, like, okay, whatever. His flight ended up getting delayed to 9 a.m. in the morning. And just about. So it's like, okay, well, I guess we gotta pick him up from the airport. Um, but first we had breakfast, which again, I don't like Embassy Suites breakfast system. And I don't really like that. And so I'm like, just give me something that I would eat. And then my parents came back with a few strips of bacon and apple juice. Which, like, yeah, I would do that. I would definitely just eat a few strips of bacon and a cup of apple juice. But I'm like, damn, there was nothing else there? I would have ate an omelet or anything. I would have ate an omelet or something. And hell, if they made pancakes, I would have had pancakes. But, whatever. Anyway, so after that, we get our shit packed up, and then we're going to the airport that my brother's supposed to be flying into. This was a nightmare to try and deal with. But eventually we got it all figured out. My brother's in the car, whatever. So, next step, but next step on this trip is that, and I actually don't think I put this in. Yeah, I didn't. And or this might be a part later. All right, no, I don't see it. I don't remember where on this trip I did this, but man, there was another roadside Americana thing that my mom wanted to check out, which was like a massive crucifix. To which I'm like, okay, how big can this be? Well, let's just say my megalophobia was kicking in. Yeah, like, it was not very pleasant for me. Uh, but I did a dumb pose there where I'm just like holding the crucifix up, where I'm just like having my back up, having my back to the camera, pushing the crucifix up and whatnot. Whatever. Sorry. Then after that, we visit a part of Illinois called Casey, in Casey, Illinois. And the reason why my mom wanted to visit there is because they had a lot of massive things. Like, just massive whatever. I'm talking about, like, massive wooden shoes, and then the biggest piggy bank, biggest mailbox, rocking chair, bird cage, whatever. She wanted to go there because, like, hey, why not? It could be fun. And it was kind of okay, I guess. Again, I made some really dumb poses and whatnot. She wanted to visit the mailbox actually, because it was actually a mailbox and a post office where basically you can just like write a postcard or like write a letter or something and just go up into the mailbox, put it in, and I'm not even kidding. From what I've heard, if you put a postcard in, and this was before I witnessed it, then before you put when you put a postcard in or a letter in, the little flag on the side of the mailbox will start like going up for like a few seconds, and then it'll just start going down. And it does that for every letter. There, which is like, okay, I can kind of see why my mom wanted to see that. That's actually kind of interesting. Dang it, but and then we did all this. The only one that caught my attention was when my mom saw a sign that said the world's biggest Pac-Man machine. Pac-Man machine. And I'm like, okay, that one I want to check. And there's a video of me playing on the Pac-Man machine, where it's basically like a little podium with like buttons and joysticks, whatever. And right in front of me is this huge LED screen playing Pac-Man. I'm like, okay, let's give this a shot. I only played on it once, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good. And we also visited some stores. My mom visited one place that sold coffee. What else do we see there? What other stores did we visit? I know one of them. And then because I actually got a souvenir from KC, Illinois. It's not really much of a souvenir, it's just more of a dumb shirt. But I picked the shirt mostly because they never had a shirt that was in this color. Which was pink, just solid pink. And you're thinking, okay, is it just like a solid pink shirt? Nope. It's a pink shirt with a design that says Silly Goose University. And this was like one of those places where like you would just pick the shirt color and just go like, okay, there's a shirt color. The cashier would just go, okay, what kind of design do you want on there? And I'm like, this one. I want this one. They're like, okay, let me just print that on. And so I got a pink shirt that says Silly Goose University. And it even has like a little goose in a top hat, and it's kind of cute. And and the reason why I chose Silly Goose University, that just makes it sound like I'm trying to apply for an actual college. Whatever. The reason why I chose this design is because this is 100% a design I would wear. That would 100% be a design I would wear, so I'm like, fuck it, why not? So yeah, got that. There's another shirt here as well, but I'll show that later. Yeah, Casey, Illinois, it was interesting. It's definitely interesting, but my God, we were getting tired. Because it was getting rather hot. And so eventually we stopped in the next hotel that we were going to be staying in, which was Arcola. Arcola, Illinois. And we're just like, okay, what are we going to do for dinner? Because we didn't really do anything for lunch. If anything, I just got like this big bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos and a bottle of Gatorade. That was my lunch. Which I was content with it. So we're like, okay, what are we gonna do for dinner? We eventually find this one place. I'm currently up to point number 15. Then picking up my older brother was point number 12. Point number 13 was visiting KC, Illinois. And then point 14 was the shirt store. And point 15 is this restaurant called Shay's Pub and Grub. Which, well, no, it was rather desolate when we walked in. And the waitress said that, the waitress said that the air conditioning thing, it was broken. It was broken. And so, of course, the first thing we order is like a round of water, a round of like glasses of water, because like shit, we're dehydrated. Okay, we're gonna need something like that. And so, so we do that. We get some appetizers. I don't remember all of the appetizers. No, scratch that. I do know all the appetizers. One of them was like cheese curds, but it was with pepper jack cheese. And the other was like little bits of baked potato, whatever. There, as for what I ordered, like I said, I got a mushroom Swiss burger. But I ended up getting the house salad as a side, which a little odd, but okay. Drink was a Coke. And I also shared the street tacos that my mom ordered, and I ended up, like I said, pepper jack cheese balls. I think they're just cheese curds, whatever. But it was all good. It was all good. The burger was really light comparatively to Joey B's, because Joey B's like mushroom Swiss burger was like it was kind of big, kind of meaty, whatever. This one was just like this big. It was about this big. I think at which I was like, that is a small ass burger. But I liked it because it was really light. It was really light. Next day, we were staying at a Best Western, by the way. They didn't have a waffle maker, which I was a bit upset about that because I prefer waffles over pancakes. So I just sucked it up, eat pancakes, whatever. Then we check out the hotel because next stop is Chicago. That's the next stop, and that's where we're gonna be spending our week, the majority of our week. But before that, my mom decides to go to Arthur, Illinois, because then her sister, my aunt, the one who lives in St. Louis, told her about this and said that she usually stops there every now and then because it's, well, Amish food or like Amish related stuff. Yes, Arthur, Illinois is Amish country. Hey, so we're like, okay, this could actually be a bit interesting. Dang, why the hell not? So we're just looking around the place. We don't really run into many stores. My mom bought like a giant gnome of sorts, because go figure, she was gonna use it for like a garden decoration or like a yard decoration, whatever. Um, I mostly got condiments. Specifically, I got these two. Oh, that one's for later. There, which were Plank's homemade honey mustard. That is a small ass jar. And the other is Aunt Sarah's General Store Old Amish Recipe Peach Salsa. I don't know, it just stood out to me. So we just do a bit of shopping, whatever. Um, and eventually we stop at this one place named owned by a guy named Jerry Winters, which this guy is like an artist. I think my mom has seen this guy's art over in Eureka Springs because he did like more the folk type art, and he mostly sold like some of the more expensive stuff. But there was like a corner that just sold like socks and whatnot, which I'm like, some nerdy stuff. I can probably look at some of these. No. Eventually, my mom was like, there we go, socks. That's a Christmas gift. I'm like, okay. But then she eventually sees a tie. A tie that has border collies on it. She was like, "Oh, Scooter, oh, and I just saw that tie, and I just went like, mine. That tie is mine." And and she just, and when she saw me do that, she was like, "Okay, that's your Christmas gift." I'm like, "Okay, sure." Hey, she told me that I could use it during streams and whatnot, so I'm like, "Okay, and that's an idea." But after visiting there, we asked for like places to have lunch, and I don't know who suggested it, and when we were in Arthur, but someone said that we check out this place called Yachter's Diner. There's not Yachter's Diner. Yachter's Kitchen. Yachter's Kitchen. I got something from Yachter's Kitchen. That's why I'm correcting myself. And the reason why they suggested it is because they had this buffet type thing, which my mom was like, I just want to get lunch. I don't really care for the buffet stuff. So we sit down. So we go there, we sit down, we get our drinks. I just got a Mountain Dew, whatever. Um, but this is the interesting thing. I saw that one of the condiments was something called Amish peanut butter. Which I was like, okay, whatever. It's Amish peanut butter. They probably just put peanut butter in the thing and just go, yay, whatever. But the thing that caught my attention was one of the ingredients being mixed with peanut butter, which was peanut butter and marshmallow cream. Okay. Hey, a marshmallow cream mixed with peanut butter. Plus, they also said corn syrup and butter. So I'm like, okay, this I gotta try. This I have to try. This just sounds too ridiculous. So I try a bit of it, and I'm like, hmm. It's kind of got the consistency of like a light peanut butter. It also has the nutty flavor in it, but it's really sweet. Really sweet like a marshmallow. So you're probably but then it comes to the question of like, do I like this? Do I like this condiment? You tell me. If I have a thing of this in my room, you tell me if I liked it or not. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be doing a thing with chips and this type of peanut butter. Or like on stream, I guess. But anyway, other than that, I also got a mushroom Swiss burger. Thing of chips, salad, and then bread with this Amish peanut butter, sweet corn nuggets, and Mountain Dew. All of it was really good. All of it was really good. And so we just had our lunch. Now we got to go to Chicago. That's the next stop. And my mom had this like reserved parking area, whatever. I don't know. She got it from this one place and got reserved parking. And let me tell you, they were trying so hard to get this to get it to work. It was a struggle because my mom couldn't get service for some reason. But eventually we got it figured out. It took a few minutes, but we got it figured out. So after we got it figured out, like what I mean is that yeah, we went up to this one thing that's like, put your parking ticket here, or use this scanner that scans a QR code. Shit, sorry. Hey, use this thing that scans a QR code, whatever. Which, by the way, I'm on point 18. And Shays was point 15. In Amish Country, point 16. And point 17 was Yachter's Diner. Point 18 was the struggles with parking. And my mom was like, okay, we got a reserved parking area, so I'm going to have to pull out my phone. And she couldn't get service. And then we were willing to chalk it up that, like, okay, maybe it's this or that. Maybe it's like the fact that we were in a parking garage. So my brother Max, who flew in from Odessa, turns on his mobile hotspot And then she connects to it, still nothing. And we're just struggling with this. We are struggling. But we eventually figure it out. And then because it turns out my mom, all she had to do was restart the phone. That's all she had to do. Restart it. And of course, my brother Ed, sitting in the back seat, he's being a piece of shit about it, but like, whatever, that's just him. So we get our parking situated. We get out of the car and we start heading to the hotel that we were staying at called the Acme Hotel. ACME Hotel. And no, Wile E. Coyote was not in there. And then we check in and we're looking at the interior of this place. This place was very like street style. Like very much a street style hotel. And that's not trying to insult it because I loved the style. I thought the style looked cool. But it was different. It was definitely different. And then we ended up getting a room on the 11th floor. And the room that we got, and we literally go through the front door. Right in front of us is the bathroom. And in this bathroom is a mirror with a giant lipstick mark on the top right corner. Which you might think, that might be just for style or whatever. Nope, turns out that giant red lipstick mark is also a nightlight. Because you turn off the lights in that bathroom, that lipstick mark is glowing red. So, at least you get to see what you're doing, or at least you see where you're going. Uh, then off to the left, because it splits into two areas. Off to the right is where, like, two double beds, desk, TV, whatever. They're off on the right. On the left, which is where I was going to be sleeping, was the living room, TV, and a small little kitchenette. And like I'm talking about, there was two mini fridges, no idea why. A microwave, I think an area for your coffee, and a sink. The usual, right? So we set it all down. And then my mom has the thing where it's like, okay, what are we gonna do for dinner? Well, we're in Chicago. Chicago deep dish pizza. And she wanted to go to a place called Lou Malnati's, which we've been there before. We've been there last year, there on the last Chicago trip that we did. And I think we went here again because my dad just couldn't enjoy Chicago to the fullest because he was stressing out with the whole like grandma on like in the hospital, whatever. Um, and so we did it again, just more for his sake, I guess. Anyway, so we go to Lou Malnati, and it is we're staying in a different part of Chicago, like a completely different side of it. And so, this is by the way part 20, point 20. But we get to Lou Malnati's, this one Malnati's location, and there's a 30-minute wait list. And my mom was like, I am not going to be waiting here for 30 minutes because she has a problem going upstairs. You had to go upstairs to get into the restaurant, and then to get to the actual part where you had to sit down, you had to go down a flight of stairs. Thankfully, there was an elevator for that, but my parents and my brothers, they keep saying that like, yeah, you have to go down a flight of stairs, like that was it. And I'm just like, there was an elevator. There's an elevator you could take, but whatever. But whatever. We didn't eat at Lou Malnati's that night. In fact, on this trip, we never ate at Lou Malnati's. Instead, we ate at a place called Uno Pizzeria, which, um, as the name entails, Chicago deep dish pizza, whatever. We ended up ordering two different types of pizzas, which was Chef's Choice and Numero Uno. Oh, and as for drinks, we just got water, and I got a lemonade cocktail called Southside Lemonade, and which was basically lemonade with vodka. It was spiked lemonade. It was good. Figures. Yeah, and if I were to describe the pizzas, everything was good except for the crust. Because I'm not even kidding. Dang it. I'm not even kidding. Trying to use a fork and knife on this crust to try and cut it, it was like trying to cut into some fucking wood. And like, it was so dry. So dry, so hard. And it was hard to do it. It was hard to do it with a butter knife. Yeah, so I had to use the thing that they use to like cut the slices up and whatnot, and whatever the hell that's called, like the not the pizza cutter, because that one is just like this. Not the rocking cutter, because that's more like this. It's more just like this, like a stabbing motion, and it cuts it into pieces. I had to use that, and I was not very happy about that. Everything else about the pizza was good. The crust. Yeah. After that, we just went back to the hotel, went to sleep. Next day, we go downstairs because there's a bakery. There's a bakery down there. All right, so we just get coffee there. All right, get our pastries and whatnot as well. I ended up getting a donut called Dark Matter, a Dark Matter donut, which I think just had like crumbled up bits of chocolate bread in it with I don't know, was it like maple or something? And it was good. It was a good donut. And for a drink, I'm not one for coffee. Hey, but I do like myself some espresso. Wonder what that says about me. Hey, but and then what I ended up ordering was something called Unicorn Blood Espresso. And I ordered double shot because I thought that was going to wake me up. Ugh, that tasted like ass. For lack of a better term. Like, if I were to order that thing again, I would heavily recommend getting some creamer. Because, woo, that had a funky taste to it. That had a really funky taste to it. Yeah, but anyway, so after that, my cousin Teresa comes in, and because she's living in Chicago along with her boyfriend, which he'll appear later in this story. She comes in, and she's like, one thing that I want to do is go to the Hancock Tower, which is that tower off in the distance. She's pointing to the tower. And I want to go to like the top of it, somewhere near the top of it, just to have like an overlook of the Chicago city skyline. And we're like, all right, yeah, sure, let's do it. And so we do it, and let me just say, thank God I don't have acrophobia, because we ended up going to the 94th floor. I don't have a fear of heights, thankfully. Just a fear of like massive things, which, like I said, that big crucifix on like the way to Casey, hey, that was a fucking that was just one way to trigger someone's megalophobia. And I know it kind of triggered mine because every time I tried to look up, I just went. Oh, there was a bug. Sorry. Uh, and this is point 22, by the way. I think I put point 24 in the wrong place. I think that's supposed to be point 23. And point 23 is supposed to be point 24, but whatever. Um, so after we do that, we get back to ground floor and we go through the gift shop. And I'm like, you know what? Let's get a Chicago shirt. And if I can find one. Right. Um, am I holding it right? No. This is the closest I can find. I honestly really like the design. It kind of looks like a 1950s gas station logo. Like, tell me that you would find tell me you would find this exact kind of design at like some gas station in the 50s. Uh, Hell, I think for an example, you say like Dynaco or something. I know Dynaco has like a 1950s aesthetic to it. So, oh, after that, after we do that, and it's around lunchtime, and weirdly enough, there's a cheesecake factory there. So I'm like, sure, let's eat there. We haven't ate there in a while. Because there's no cheesecake factories in Hot Springs. There's a few in Arlington. There's a few in Arlington, and but that's like a city, and this is a nature city. Anyway, and then so we go to Cheesecake Factory, and I'm literally just sitting there going like, I can bet in 10 seconds I can look through this menu and find a mushroom Swiss burger. Like, okay, three, two, one, start the timer, open the book, bam, right there. Or it was called the mushroom burger. I just ordered it with fries. Had a Sprite, had a bit of a pizza slice from my brother. He ordered some type of pizza. I don't know what he ordered. Well, no, it was a bee sting. He said it was the bee sting or something. And and then we also had like two different types of chocolate cakes. I got the Godiva chocolate cheesecake. My mom got the chocolate tower cake. Both of them were really good. And then one was nice and rich, while the other had better texture to it. And as for side, I just got fries, whatever. And the funny thing was, we were sitting outside, and there was like some pigeons going around, a pigeons and like a finch or something. And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I took one of the. I would just be taking some of my fries, tear them into pieces, and just start feeding the birds. And eventually, it gets to the point where there's an actual crowd of birds sitting right next to me, and I'm like, yeah, I did this. I pretty much did this to myself. But the food is always good at Cheesecake Factory for me. The one time I couldn't finish a Cheesecake Factory order was the time that I tried ordering a chicken parmesan sandwich, and that thing ended up having more calories than I expected. But I finished it. Um, and then after that, we decided to go to this mall that had 7 floors. Like it was kind of small, like width wise, but height wise, it was pretty tall. And so it was like one of those lateral type malls, if that's even a thing, a lateral mall, that lateral mall. And I ended up spotting this one place, which I'm gonna randomly go on a side tangent here, but it's relevant. And I was going through a few hot sauces, and then my mom just goes, since we're going to Chicago, we might end up finding some Chicago hot sauce. And my brother goes, if you find that and hot sauce called the N from the Pepper Palace, you know what you're gonna do. And I'm like, I probably would do that again, but you're coming with me. Hey, so no, we were just having the idea of like maybe we'll find some Chicago hot sauce. I haven't talked about this where it's like we might find a hot sauce store in Chicago with Peter, my cousin's boyfriend, and he was like, "Oh yeah, there's gotta be a hot sauce store." But anyway, I spot this one store called a Squishable. It was like a stuffed animal type store, whatever. And I'm like, that'd be fun to look into. That would be really fun to look into. And immediately looking into it, my mom just goes, "I got some Christmas presents for William and Elowen, my nephew and niece." Which, funnily enough, they had an axolotl. They had a plush axolotl, so that was going to my niece Elowen because she likes axolotls. She also likes unicorns as well. No, typical, I guess. Whereas my nephew, he won't like anything relating to Minecraft. They didn't have anything Minecraft related, but they did have animals from Minecraft, like, cows, sheep, wolves. We eventually just stuck with bees. We just stuck with a bumblebee. But there was a sale going on as well, where it's like if you buy one of the smaller ones, you get one free or something like that. So my mom was like, "All right, Nick, go and find one for yourself." And I'm like, "Well, which one do I want to take? Which one do I want to take?" Like, to which eventually my mom just goes, "Hey, Nick." Like, and she pulls out this one thing, and I was like, "Yes, perfect." Which the thing that she pulls out, yep. I am now a somewhat proud owner of a stuffed hot sauce plushie. Hey, it's honestly kind of funny. Hey, I just decided to take it because I'm like, I'm the hot sauce person in my family. This makes sense to me. So I'm gonna have to find a place to put that on the shelf there. Probably where that rock is, actually. Somewhere around there. They're like right there where the top of this cap is, that's where the rock is. It's also where the Wappy dog is, so it's probably gonna be around there. Um anyway, so oh, I get that. It's squishable. Also, while we were getting those squishables, one of the clerks looked at the beanie and just went, "Yo, dude, like the beanie." And I was like, "Thank you." I was also wearing a sushi t-shirt, or the yellow sushi t-shirt, which that's gonna be relevant later. And because immediately after going into that mall, my brother Max talked about this one art museum and called the MCA, and which was the Museum of Contemporary Art. Which we were looking through it, and it was interesting. It was something. I looked at this one artist, and I was just like, "You can definitely tell this person is a hipster." Like, this is some hipster-esque shit here. They're like, I'm not even kidding. And funnily enough, I look at a video of like an interview with this artist, and I'm like, "Yeah, you look like you drink espresso." Which I guess that says something about me because I also drink espresso. um, so after going into the art museum and we go through the gift shop, we don't really find anything all that interesting, I don't think. And so we're leaving, And we see like this two people, and these two like black people. One of them is in a red shirt, they're black jeans, and the other is in like a green dress with like a straw sun hat. And as I'm walking by, again, yellow sushi shirt, BMO beanie, and whatnot. And I'm walking past her, and she was about to compliment the shirt. She was about to compliment the shirt, and just going like, "Yo, dude, like the shirt." But right in the middle of the sentence, she noticed the beanie, and she was like, "Oh, is that a BMO beanie?" Yeah, and I was like, yeah." And she's like, "Where'd you get that? Where'd you get the beanie?" And I'm like, some clothing store in Arkansas." Uh, which she just goes, "Oh, I'm tired of hearing about these clothing stores that are out of state and that have things that I want." And I'm like, it just happens. And my dad just walks up to me. It's like, "Hey, there you go, Nick. Someone complimented your beanie." And I'm just like, I pretty much just showed that I had a visual charisma. And like, I ended up getting like, for lack of a better way of saying it, I ended up getting two girls' attention without even saying anything. I just had this beanie, and they were just like, "Nice beanie." Hey, I love it. Like, okay, cool. After that, we stop at this place that's supposed to be like a big Starbucks, like a Starbucks Reserve. And this thing is like 5 floors worth of Starbucks related stuff. It even had like an escalator. It even had an escalator, but the thing about this escalator that actually was like, okay, that's kind of cool, which was this escalator spiraled. It was a spiraling escalator, or like it curved, basically. Like, huh, I've never seen that before. Okay. So we're checking the place out. We're hanging out. My mom wanted to try some like espresso cocktail, which was basically espresso mixed with like, or coffee mixed with like alcohol. Which, all right, I didn't try it because like, I'm not that interested in trying it. Sorry, I just got a weird feeling in my ear. Anyway, after that, and then we just went back to the hotel, and we ordered from um instead of just going out to a regular restaurant, we ordered from a place called Shake Shack. Fast food place, right? I've never had anything from Shake Shack, so I'm like, okay, what am I gonna get from there? Yeah, we didn't get any drinks because there was a CVS nearby. We could have just got drinks there, which we did. We got like two Cokes, one Sprite, and like one Canada Dry, which I don't really drink Canada Dry. I'm pretty sure my brother and my dad would be drinking the Coke, so I took the Sprite. And besides, I'm the only one who drinks Sprite in my family, I believe. Along with that, I just got like a basic chicken sandwich, I think, and there was an assortment of fries. We had regular fries, barbecue fries, and cheesy fries. All of it was good. It was about like a 7, and just about. And then would I go there again? Yeah, I'd go there. I go to a Shake Shack again. And of course, this is on the day that we're supposed to be watching America's Got Talent. And I'm like, my mom was like, "Oh, America's Got Talent's on tonight." And I'm like, I'd rather just wait until we get back and watch it on Sunday, because they do reruns on Sunday. But no, we just ended up watching the episode there. And my parents ended up giving so much crap on that episode, specifically to this one little girl who decided to sing "Happier Than Ever" by Billie Eilish, and she ended up getting 4 yeses, whatever. They said that she just wasn't a good singer, so they were upset about that. And I'm like, I feel like what it could be she just didn't choose the right song. Like, if she wanted to actually wow people or wow the judges, that was not the song choice. Because that was very, like, relaxed, a very relaxed song. Like, if you wanted to actually impress them, you would want something a bit more beltier. Or like something with a few vocal runs. What was one example? Well, recently there was a contestant on AGT that did something like that, and it was this season. It was a kid from Alabama. Um, not you. Even though she was pretty good. And was it this episode? Yeah, this one. Reed Wilson. Yeah, Reed Wilson was the one that I was thinking of. He was crazy good. And, like, I was just watching his audition and I was like, hey, kid, calm the fuck down, okay? Hey, you do not need to be going off like this. Like, what in the hell? So, oh yeah, I think it was just like the wrong song choice, I guess, for her. But uh, my parents just want to be parents, I guess. I can't really argue with them. Uh, and so after that, we were watching a couple episodes of House Hunters, which whatever. They're on the House Hunters. Uh, and then the next day, my cousin comes in and her boyfriend comes in as well. So, yay. The reason why he didn't come in the day before is because he had some meeting to do for his work. So, he also comes in and he takes note of this little hot sauce bottle plushie and was like, dude, this is actually kind of awesome. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of happy that I have this because this would just be me. Just have this in the corner going like, okay, I'm cool. I'm calm. Uh, but anyway, the schedule for that day was that we were going to be going on this river tour, or down I think the Chicago River. I think, uh, fucking I don't know. I also forgot to mention we were supposed to be meeting my cousin Angelique, and the one that I recently met, and like a few months ago. We were supposed to be seeing her in Chicago on Monday and having dinner with her. But she had a thing going on, and they needed her back in St. Louis, I think, by Monday night. So, she had to go back home. Whatever. Missed opportunity, but hey, we did say that, like, if she ever wanted to come visit us in Hot Springs, she's more than welcome to do so. So, anyway, so we did the river tour, and let me just say, the place, Chicago ended up being so hot, sunburns actually start appearing. Like, it's much more prominent on my left arm. Like, you can see the redness on this side. In fact, it still kind of stings if I were to rub against it, or like and gently brush it or whatever. You can also kind of see it in my face, like you can kind of see like a little mask of some sort where my beanie would have been and where my mask would have been. So, oh, let's just say for like a few days, we were kind of in pain. It's not so bad now. In fact, I can't even feel any stinging pain or whatever. I only feel it if I brush against it. Like, But this one isn't too bad. And well, actually, I don't really feel it on my right arm. On my left arm, yeah, I kind of feel it on that one. Uh, but yeah, that one was just kind of a thing. Uh, and then after the river tour stuff, we decided to like go check out this tunnel area. I don't remember the official name of it. And we were doing that because we were trying to find something to eat for lunch. Turns out there was a pizza place, not in this tunnel. There was a pizza place nearby called Giordano's or Giordano's Pizza, which my mom heard that they had some really good deep dish pizza. And so we're like, okay, let's go. All right, let's go to Giordano's Pizza. We get there, and I did the thing that I did last time I was in Chicago, where I was like, oh, I'm in a pizza place that does and that specializes in deep dish pizzas. Okay, let's order a burger. Like I did that. It wasn't a burger. It wasn't a burger. It was a chicken parmesan sandwich with fries. And he said, which and I mostly did that because I'm like, okay, this place specializes in pizza. Let's see if they specialize in anything else. So I tried the chicken parmesan sandwich. Oh, that sandwich was really good. I was so happy with that sandwich. And the fries were also really good as well. They were nice and soft. Well, soft and crispy in the right spots. And they also had a sampler appetizer, which had like four different things. One of them was like some type of bread with butter. Third one was chicken nuggets. There was this one that had like triangle shaped fried cheese, which I wanted to try that, but we ran out before I could even try one, and I was like, fuck. We also had the cheesy, but they also had cheesy bread, and we tried all of it, and it was all good. It was all good, if I were to guess. As for a drink, I heard that they had a mountain. I heard. No, I asked what type of soda products they had, and they're like, "So we got Pepsi products." I was like, "Cool, Mountain Dew." Like, good. That's why I always ask like what the soda products are, which is like, what type of soda products do you have? Or like I'm looking at the menu, going like, okay, they have a oh, Coke. Okay, I know what I'm getting. Or Pepsi. I know what I'm getting there. Yeah, so whatever. So I just had a Mountain Dew, water, and everyone had a. Yeah, we ordered this one pizza. It was supposed to be a spinach pizza. It was supposed to be a spinach pizza. They ended up giving us a meat lovers deep dish pizza, which again wasn't the right pizza that we had. They said that some order mishap happened, and they ended up having the pizza on the house, which cool. Yeah, that was definitely cool. And let me tell you, if I were to compare this pizza with Uno's Pizzeria, Uno's ain't got shit. And because that crust at Uno's, like I said, was very dry. This one, and I just took like one slice of it, and I was like, okay, let me try the crust, or like let me try cutting a piece of the crust off. It just cut like butter. It was so smooth, and I'm like, oh, perfect. I love that. And I just took a bite of it. I'm like, mmm, that shit's good. That shit is good. And so we left the place rather full, basically. Um, After that, we stopped at this chocolate place. It was actually a Ghirardelli's chocolate place, chocolate store, whatever, and it specialized in Ghirardelli chocolate. The one that I mostly had there was I didn't order anything because I wasn't that interested. My mom ordered like a sundae, ice cream sundae, and my brother ended up getting this intense dark chocolate and that is supposed to have like 92% cacao, which according to him it was supposed to be really bitter, which I'm like, okay, hey, let me give this a try. I was not expecting how bitter that was going to be. Because I tried it, I'm like, oh, oh. Like, that, let me just say, if I didn't have anything else, that bitter taste was going to be stuck with me for probably the rest of the day until I get something else in me, food wise, right? Or like a drink. Thankfully, my mom got the sundae, and I took a scoop of that, and I'm like, oh, I needed that. It's that was way too bitter for me. Um, which that was kind of fun, and then the next stop after that, my cousin Teresa, she wanted to go to this one mansion because not only was it a mansion, it was also a museum and whatever. I think it was called like the Dyer House Museum, in which I didn't really find anything interesting in there. It was just like a bunch of jewelry and like what room did what and then whatnot. I didn't really care all that much. We didn't have dinner that night because we were just tired. We were already full with Giordano's pizza. So we just sleep it off. Next day, we they wake up and then for breakfast, the previous time they had Starbucks, which I didn't name that because I didn't order anything from Starbucks. I don't really order anything from Starbucks unless it's a hot chocolate. And the last thing that I wanted to be put into my body on a hot day in the city of Chicago is a hot drink. Think like I'm already sweating enough. I don't need something else to help me sweat more. There. Anyway, so the next day, and for breakfast, we decided to stop at the Yolk, which we've been to the Yolk. We've been to the Yolk twice, once in Fort Worth and once in Chicago, a different part of Chicago. So we go there again, and I'm looking through the menu, and I'm like, do I get the buffalo chicken wrap again? Do I want to? Mm. Mm. Let me look at my options first. Let me look at what other options I have. And I see that they have this sandwich. We also had like a lemonade, water, or whatever. Well, I had the lemonade. And me and my brother Ed had the lemonade. Everyone else had coffee, and with water as well. Anyway, okay, so I'm looking around on the menu, and I find this one menu item called the chicken or the egg sandwich, in which a it was a sandwich that had like fried crispy chicken, hash browns, a fried egg, some type of spicy sauce. They didn't specify what it was. They just said that it was spicy. And it was all in a brioche bun. And uh, your choice of sides was either cheesy grits or seasoned potatoes. Yes. And I'm like, you know what? This is something new. I want to try this. They also had chicken and waffles, but I'm like, this is more interesting. Yeah, I know what chicken and waffles taste like, but I'm like, I want to do this one, right? And I got the seasoned potatoes because my mom told me to. She was like, "You're not. I don't think you're gonna like the cheesy grits. It's basically like oatmeal or something." I'm like, "Mom, I've had oatmeal before," which I did. I did have oatmeal. I did have oatmeal when I was a little kid. I don't eat it anymore because we don't get oatmeal anymore. And then would I still be eating oatmeal? Yeah, probably. Eh, or at least I'll try it again. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like it anymore, but we'll see. Um, so I get the chicken or the egg sandwich, lemonade, water, seasoned potatoes. Let me tell you, that thing was like a 9 out of 10. Then that is both the seasoned potatoes and the chicken sandwich combined. The only differences that I would make that would put it at a 10 for the sandwich, add bits of bacon. Add strips of bacon, you would have been good. And as for the seasoned potatoes, the problem with the seasoned potatoes is that the majority of them were just really soft. They were really soft potatoes. And I know what type of, like, I know what seasoned potatoes are supposed to be. I would prefer them to be a little crispier. And only a few of them were like that. And I'm like, okay. Not not what I like, but I can deal with it. So yeah, all of it was good. The but the next day we go to, well, no, not the next day. After that, we go to the Art Institute of Chicago, because my mom said that there was a Georgia O'Keeffe exhibit, and it's supposed to be her artwork of when she was in New York, which the majority of the time you only saw the artwork that she had when she was in New Mexico. Which I I said it before and I said it and I'll say it again. I don't give a shit about art museums. I don't care. They are boring to me. They are boring. And because it's basically just walking into a room filled with like paintings and whatnot, going up to look at one of them and just go, okay, read something about the painting or whatever, and then just go to the next one. And it's a repeat. It's a repeat, and I'm like, I don't fucking care about this. I'd rather just go to like a science museum, and preferably I would go on a hike. And I already don't like going on hikes, so that's a lot. So whatever. It was just basic art museum stuff. And this is where I hit the character limit. And this was point 36. And that was point 36. Then points 37 to 41 were the next message I sent. Which were point 37. And Giordano's Pizza 2.0. We had to go there again because my mom wanted to get the spinach pizza because they fucked it up last time. We're like, okay, let's try. Hey, and I just got the same drinks, which were Mountain Dew, water, whatever. And we ordered the spinach deep dish pizza. They managed to get it right. And I'm just cutting into it. I'm like, still cuts like butter. This is nice. I love that. And my dad recorded a video of me at Uno's trying to cut the pizza with the damn pizza cutter. And it's like, this is us at Uno's Pizzeria. This is us at Giordano's Pizza. And I'm just cutting through it with a butter knife and a fork. And I hold it up. At the end of that video, I just hold it up to my face and I just go, like, what the hell, Uno? No, it was still a good pizza. It was still a really good pizza. And then after that, my parents, most of my family was just not really hungry. I mean, they weren't really that hungry, but there was a bar downstairs at the hotel that we were staying at called the Berkshire Room. And so we were like, let's get some alcoholic drinks, right? And I haven't had dinner. I'm still hungry. My brother Ed, he got one of the leftover like Uno pizza slices, and he's like, "This tastes better microwaved." And I'm like, "I don't care." I didn't take the other slice, but it was like, hey, we just go to the Berkshire's room, and I'm hungry, right? I'm hungry. I'm dead. No, don't do dad jokes right now. Anyway, so I'm looking through like the drinks. I'm looking through the menu. It's mostly drinks because go figure, it's a bar. And I'm looking at the cocktails, and my mom just goes, "No, no cocktails." And I'm like, "Why?" And she said, "I'm not paying $40 for a cocktail." And I'm like, "You say that they're 15." And well, that's probably additional tax and sort of like fees because they would do something like that, and depending on state and or city. But anyway, I'm just looking through the menu, anyway, because I'm like, how the hell does she think that the cocktails cost $40? It eventually dawns on me. She was looking at the premium section. I was looking at the regular section. The regular section, the cocktails were $15. There's the premium section, it was like $26 to $50. Which I pointed that out to her, and she was like, "Oh, yeah, that's a more reasonable price. My bad." But I didn't get any of the cocktails. The only thing I got was something called. It was basically a dealer's choice. Basically, you get to make your own like alcoholic drink. I don't remember exactly what I got. It was like cane juice. It was like some drink that was like cane juice rum. The flavor profile was supposed to be fruity, and the glass was supposed to be in like a coupe, COUPE. And I get it, and it's like the drink that I got was like bright orange. It was bright orange and yellow, and with like I think a piece of dried lime in it, sun dried lime. And I'm like, okay, let's try this. And I drink it. It is very citrusy. Very citrusy. And so you could tell that there was like a bit of and that there was like an orange or mango taste to it. Which I liked it. I did like that. And there was also a bit of a sweetness, probably from the cane juice. And it was kind of strong. We did ask for waters as well. No, but again, I'm still hungry. I need something to eat. And my mom was thankful. My mom was allowed me to get like one shareable. No, and just eat it myself. And I got 3 burger sliders. Which you might think, did they have mushroom and Swiss on there? Well, they had the mushrooms, I think. They didn't have the Swiss. They had cheddar. It was still good. It was still good. I had to have it. So next day, and that's the end of the day. Next day, we're supposed to be leaving from Chicago to the next location, which is supposed to be Marion, 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 Illinois, which is in fact where we just came from tonight, whatever. And then as we were trying to leave the parking garage, we started having another issue. It was a completely different issue because and my mom was like, wait, this is supposed to be reserved for like 1 p.m. And then this says it's reserved for like 1 o'clock. Why am I having to pay $50? And she's looking through the reservation and she's like, oh my god. She realized what she did. And she set the reservation to be on Friday, 1 a.m. in the morning. She thought she put it at 1 p.m. in the afternoon on a Friday, which we're like, you know, I would have made that mistake. Like, damn, all right. And and then we eventually get out of the parking garage, and and then we drop off my brother at the train station because that's how he's gonna be going home to Fargo. And as we're making it to Marion, I'm listening to the Hits One music station, which is top 40, whatever. And there's like a few things that I want to talk about. For some reason, there's a lot of Sabrina Carpenter, which, hey, good on her. She's killing it in the music industry. But it's like the song choices that were being played were just a very hard meh. They were just meh. Which the song choices were like called Nonsense, Please, 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 Feather, and Espresso. All of them were just meh, in my opinion. And I did kind of like the song Please, 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 because the radio edit of that song had a rather hilarious censorship. Where it says like embarrass me motherfucker, but it's on radio, you can't really say that. And so they censored it to embarrass me mother trucker. And I was just like, out of all the words you could have censored that too, you chose mother trucker. Or like that's probably the more questionable choice. As for lunch, we just stopped at an Arby's. We stopped at an Arby's. I got a buffalo chicken wrap, whatever. Curly fries, mixed drink, whatever. It was good. It was good. Um, Another thing relating to like the music station, that there was a new song that came out with by David Guetta and One Republic, which was I Don't Want to Wait. Which at first I didn't really think much of it. I was like, this is a good song. But then I'm listening to it the second time at some point, and I'm just like, they're using they are definitely using a sample in the chorus. Which the chorus was like, and then tonight is the weekend. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. And some like that. And I'm like, are they sampling it in the Numa Numa song? Dragonstandete, whatever it's called. And in which I'm like, let me try putting the melodies together in my head, and I'm like, they are 100% doing that. And it, because for I don't want to wait, it's like da 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 da. And that while Dragonstandente or the Numa Numa song, which became a massive meme on YouTube, and with the guy dancing to the song and whatnot. And in fact, he did a reenactment of that dance like a few years ago. And I'm like, huh, same guy. Okay. Anyway, and the chorus then was like, and which I'm not gonna try and say the lyrics because foreign language, I'm probably gonna mispronounce it. Um, so whatever. All right. That was kind of fun. I was also listening to the new Teddy Swims song, which I'm like, oh, the Teddy Swims song is so fucking good. And I think I even shared a link to it on my Discord server. I could be wrong. I know I shared it on North's Discord server. Let me check. No, I did scratch off Lottery by Pixie. Okay. Hey, I really loved the chorus of the new Teddy Swim song called "The Door," where it's like, okay, I said I would die for you, baby, but I can't take this pain no more. I thought I was willing, but tonight I saved my life when I showed you the door. Or, yeah, like I was just vibing to that song. I was vibing in with it. Other than that, there was a lot of actually an artist that was supposed to be a one-hit wonder years ago is finally no longer a one-hit wonder. Hosier. He did the song "Take Me to Church," and a new song of his that was a hit was called "Too Sweet," in which honestly that one's good. That one's definitely a good one. And like there was a lot of good songs recently, but there was also some songs. So as we make it to the hotel, we stop at the hotel's a Best Western. We couldn't get the same room because for some reason, so my parents got this one room that had like a king size bed, one king size bed, while me and my brother Ed, we got this one room that's supposed to have two double beds, which okay, whatever. And we get our shit set up, and then and my parents are like, okay, what are we gonna be doing for dinner? And and then we did spot this one restaurant nearby that kind of piqued my interest, which was called the 20s Hideaway Steakhouse, or like 20s Hideaway. It did steaks, burgers, whatever. There, so just we just get we just get our shit set up, and then we start going to the restaurant, and it was a nice vibe. It was definitely a nice vibe. And I'm like, please, please. I get the menu and I'm like, please, 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 please tell me that there's a mushroom Swiss burger on here. Then I would have had 5 mushroom Swiss burgers on this damn trip. And so I'm opening the menu. I'm like, okay, sandwiches. I saw it. It wasn't called the mushroom Swiss burger. It was called the Charlie burger. But it had Swiss cheese and grilled mushrooms on it. So I'm like, okay. Hey, this is the 5th one that I'm going to be trying on this trip. And, I also got like a Mountain Dew, Coke. I think I also got fries as well. It was all good. It was definitely all good. And as for dessert, my mom wanted to get this chocolate cake and whatnot. And, I asked if we were going to be doing appetizers. She said no, and I was like, okay, whatever. Which I kind of expected her to say no. So I was like, okay. She wanted to save some space for the cake. And the cake was good. The cake was definitely good. Not much to critique on that. Um, but other than that, that was just the end of that day. On to the next, which was today. Which we honestly didn't really do much. In fact, we in fact I kind of spent the majority of the day trying to fix my goddamn headphones because literally in the morning I woke up at like 4 o'clock, 4:30 ish, which that's kind of an issue because I went to sleep at 11:30 that night or last night. So I only ended up getting 5 hours of sleep, which again, not really good. Not really good. Then, but then I was fucking around on my laptop, but headphones on the bed, whatever. And these things were already about to split. they were about to split, so I'm like, okay, gotta be careful, gotta be careful. I'm fucking around on my laptop. This thing falls right off the bed, and I'm like, shit. Okay, let me check that. I checked the headphones. They're split in half. I'm like, great. Like they still work. That's the thing. They still work. They still produce sound and whatnot. It's just this piece it was just detached from the rest of it. And so, had to tape it together just to make sure like it works. Which from a distance you don't really notice it in it, but if you were to look at it up closely, you can definitely see the tape. And I told my mom about this, and she was like, "Hey, well, your birthday's in a couple months," and I'm like, "All right, guess I'm taping this." It's, and which I don't know if I did a good job on it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long this thing lasts, and this tape lasts. Um, but anyway, after breakfast, we just get our shit packed up, and we're on the road. Still listening to Teddy Swims and whatnot. We were listening to a lot of Chapel Rowan. A lot of Chapel Rowan, and in which honestly I think her music was fine. And it wasn't like anything to write home about. No, Teddy Swims, he is something to write home about. Because like, damn, and I wish I had that voice. So yeah, we just got home. I mean, we checked the fridge and freezers. We checked the cabinets and whatnot because, again, my sister was taking over this house. We don't know what the hell she was gonna be taking with her and like leaving in this house and whatnot. One of the things that she left behind was a Red Baron pizza. So I'm like, all right, that's dinner solved for me. Uh, so yeah, that was my whole Chicago trip. Oh god. I think that whole storytelling segment was longer than the last one, I believe. If I believe it was. Let me have a quick check. Let me have a quick look. Uh I still need to update the things on my I still need to update the thumbnails on my streams. Jesus Christ. The most recent multiverses stream that I did has 16 views. What the fuck happened? Um And anyway, let me check my YouTube studio. No, and go to content. I know I did a video on the Chicago thing, I believe, at least. Maybe, oh, actually, it might be in my Twitch highlights. I think that's where it might be. Where the fuck did I put it? Not you. Definitely not you. Nope, not you. You. Actually, it was definitely you. Uh, um, okay. Let's try over here. Or yeah, I'm giving a quick look. I'm giving a quick look. Okay. It's that one was talking about the blackout that I had. And then Isn't this going by? No, that's going by date. Okay. Hey. Hmm. Uploads. There we go. Yeah, Chicago Shenanigans. Yeah, definitely longer. Because that one was an hour 25 minutes. This is an hour 44 minutes. Okay. So that was the whole trip to Chicago, at least from what I remember. Uh, so hope that was entertaining for the most part. Uh, See you on Thursday, I guess. Bye.